Try and turn this light up even more. Okay, thank God this is as bright as it goes. Oops. Okay. I'm going to be starting at, well, it's going to be 6 o'clock my time. I got like 3 minutes. I normally don't have the light on this bright in the living room. I feel like I'm under interrogation. Yes. Yes.
You're sideways.
Oh. Why am I sideways? I don't know how to fix that. Okay, I want to go horizontal. Listen. This is not going to go off without a hitch, so. I don't know how to, I have it horizontal. Wait, sideways. Isn't that how I'm supposed to be? FYI, my husband is monitoring the dogs, and you can hear it's going crazy in there. It's horizontal, like the way I wanted it to be. I need to turn it the other way.
There, you're like this.
Oh. Okay. I got 5 people. Wait. Hey, you guys, am I sideways for you? My husband's looking on a computer and he says I'm sideways. I was trying to do it horizontally. Yes, I'm sideways. Does anybody know how to fix that without me ending this live and restarting it again? Turn the phone. Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. I can't get it in the thing. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Uh-oh. How am I green screen right now? Yeah. What did I do with that? I don't know how to take the green screen off. FYI, please no cursing on here. Yeah, but somehow I'm green screen now. I don't need to be green screen. I don't know how to get that off. Oh boy. I don't know how to get that off. Hiya, Kathy. I had it plugged in. All right, you guys, I really don't know how to FYI, you guys, this channel is not, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and just please sign off, because that is not this channel whatsoever. I have family on here. We're not doing that, you guys. Come on now. Come on. Okay, I would appreciate that. Now listen, but can anybody tell me how to get this green screen off? I have no idea. But I want to get ready to get started because I'm excited. I even made notes, pen and paper, like our ancestors used to do. Right. So, all right, introduction real quick. And again, I do not know how to fix this green screen, and that's going to really bother me. I apologize for that. This is my very first. I have no experience in doing a live, but I'm excited about it anyway. A little bit about me, Rain, fantasy adventure, married, solo, traveler with my dog Fifi, now possibly Snoopy. And we like to travel around. We like to see what's going on. What started that is a zest for adventure for sure. I really got to get rid of that green screen. Anywho, thank you. I can't do this and look at the comments right away, so please forgive me if I don't say anything. I just got to get some stuff out, okay? So again, about me, zest for adventure, and I created this channel honestly because for a few reasons. The first would be I wanted to have, and I consider my channel like a living journal. I don't write in journals or diaries, anything like that. I consider this a living journal. Back in 2019, my mom had passed away from cancer. And so I always wished that I had something tangible that I could go back and, my mom's real old school, so there's not a lot of video of her. I have pictures, and the phone that I had like her voicemails on, I don't know, somehow the voicemails got deleted. I don't know it. So I thought, I have a daughter and I wanted her to be able to have something. So this way out, YouTube will obviously outlive me. And I wanted to make that a possibility so that this way, she could see me one day living my best life. So she doesn't need to watch this stuff now, but I think one day she'll really appreciate it. I know I would. I wish I could go back. I know there will be a time when I'll maybe forget what my mom's voice sounds like, and that saddens me. But also, like premenopause, like just life is just crazy, and I wanted to be able to fill my own cup. That's another thing. I think that's where van life came in, and it helps to fill my cup. I like it as it's like my 5-star treehouse on wheels. And I do like to travel. I do like to drive. So those are the main reasons why I started a YouTube. But I am no different than you sitting there. Does anybody know how to fix a green screen? Does anybody know that? Because I'm sitting here looking at it. Yeah, sorry about that. Somebody said before it was hectic. You're doggone right, because this is my first time. I don't know if you've done a live, but let me tell you, I'm Gen X. I'm good with other stuff, but technology, yeah, it's going to take me a minute. I need experience. So, all right. First of all, I'd like to know where everybody is coming from. What state, what country, where are you? Right now, I'm in Florida, so it just so happens, luckily, we bypassed that storm. But I definitely wanted to see it and give a, hey, how you doing? And be safe out there for anybody that's going to be caught up in this storm. I hope you are prepped up. And I did that video about the heater. And I am hoping that, that helped. I had no idea that we were going to get this storm. So, yeah. So, prep up, stay prepared for emergencies. It's not going to hurt anything. Oh, all right. Also, I wanted to talk about, I still don't know how to I really need to get rid of this green screen, but I don't want to mess you guys up. Yeah. Oh, wait. Thank God. I did it. I did it. I deserve an award for that, you guys. Multitasking here. Okay. So, yeah, I definitely I wanted to talk about that stranger, the hitchhiker video that I did. Yeah. Yeah, you guys really gave it to me in the comments, and I appreciate it. So for 2026, I am going to do better. I found out through the comments, um, basically, kindness is kind of my kryptonite. I'm on top of things, when it comes to like everyday things, as far as like my awareness and, having that, 6 feet thing, like, don't get too close. That one was a weird one for me. It was very strange. It caught me off guard. So I am learning this year that I will have to do better. But I don't pick up hitchhikers anymore. So that's, you got to give me some props for that. Definitely. But I will be working on that, as far as my kindness barriers, just for my own safety and the safety of my dog and whoever else is with me. So I will be working on that. You guys were absolutely right. And I am always 100% accepting of constructive criticism. Not nasty criticism, though. Not nasty criticism, but definitely constructive criticism. I don't like bullies. So I will put you in your place and you will have to go. This is not the place for bullies. I do not like bullies. So, do you ever know, or have you ever found that, like on social media, people can be at their very worst when it comes to like comments and just being like, "Arr," and pouncing on you over things? I just think, what happened to the kindness? What happened to, responding like you are with that person, because that's still a person on the end of that digital information that's going on. So I would like definitely, for people to really remember that and be reminded of that, because I am no different than you. You could be sitting here in this very couch, doing a live yourself. um so yeah, but definitely bullies I don't like. But constructive criticism, I'm all for it, for sure. And remember, I have family that watches this, so just remember that, that there's a real person here that knows nothing about lives, obviously. All right, let's look at the comments real quick. All right, it didn't, the green screen. So I think, okay. Oh, okay. Okay, so nothing that I need to really respond to at this moment. Oh, also, I wanted to, cause I got my handy dandy notes. So when you are here, if you decide that you want to be part of the Fantasy Adventure Tribe, one would love to have you. So as long as you're not a bully and you're down for an adventure, I really would love to have you. I like to. I wake up positive. I figure there's two ways I can wake up. So in a good mood or a bad mood. I choose the latter. I choose to, be the master of my day as best I can. So I wake up in the morning and I will have. I don't want to say her name too loud. Alexa, put on some music, and it's just, I just start my day out a certain way. And, life is short. Life is short. We can't ask my mom, but let me tell you, life is short. She wasn't able to retire like normally, like you would think you would. Uh, yeah, life is short. And so we gotta just live it, but in a good way, in a positive way. So that's what this channel is about. It's about positivity, but it's not about, faking you out and thinking like, oh my God, this is so fantastic. Oh, I just, every day is like this, because it really isn't. Remember, I am a part-time van lifer. So when I'm on, out there doing these adventures, I mean, I'm putting myself in these wonderful situations, and it's not all rainbows. If you have followed me, and there have been people that have followed me from the beginning, and again, I'm still a small YouTuber, but people that always comment and things like that, and that have really watched me from the beginning. Florida, I'm a joke. am deathly afraid, and to go for just imagine your worst fear, right? Because everybody's got some sort of a fear, but imagine your very worst fear and imagine doing that fear over the course of days, hours, and minutes, because that's what it was like for me. When I decided to go to Alaska, nothing in my brain said, you're going to be, trailing around high mountains. I didn't think of it. I just thought there's a road, there's a destination, and let's go. I'm kind of like that. So my husband's used to it at this point because everybody was like, you can drive to Alaska? And I was like, you darn tootin'. So yeah, I decided to go to Alaska. I think it was probably one of the most exciting things I've ever done in my life, right? Also one of the most expensive. So let's not lie about that. But I got to tell you, yeah, going through these mountains, having to go up the mountains. The only good thing about going up a mountain was coming down the mountain. But I mean, and the van is so tall that I would teeter, like I could see, and they don't have guardrails, and I could see these very long drop offs. Like, you were high when you see the top of trees, and there's really no barrier. So I was scared to death. Yeah. Would I ever do Alaska again? No. 2 reasons. Actually, 3. The first reason would be I'm scared of heights. Now, I did it and I made it back, but my body reacted to that in ways we're not going to talk about at this point in time. So but I can't say I conquered my fear, but I learned to sit in the same room with it. Right. So if I were to be on a very high hill now, I would be like, woo, that's high. Because I've been all through the Yukon and Canada and then into Alaska, where you're very high up there in altitude, as to where it's like, oh my God, so like there's a difference now in my fear. It calmed it down a little bit and said, okay, I've been higher, so this isn't as bad as that was. So I didn't conquer my fear. I learned to sit in the same room at the same table with it. So is the fear still there? Absolutely. But yeah, imagine doing your worst fear and you got to do it for days and minutes and just over and over again. My stomach was in knots. It was frightening. But yeah, I will have to put my Alaska videos in a playlist, so this way to make it a lot easier. And there's still some things I still need to cover about that, as far as like your dogs, transporting your dogs from the lower 48s, getting it, or actually anywhere you're coming if you have a dog and you're going into Alaska. Alaska is more strict on bringing animals in than Canada is. So that's a thing. I still need to do a video on that. All right, let's see. You guys are cute. Okay, let's get back to it. So that would be my greatest adventure and my scariest adventure, all wrapped up into one whole caboodle. And I also want to talk, side note, Seattle Seahawks, that is my team. They may be, I think they're going to the Super Bowl. I'm not a big sports fan, so let's just put that out there, right? And real quick, I'm going to tell you how I pick my teams. And correct me if I'm wrong later on one day. I pick my teams based on their colors. So whoever has the best colors when they're playing, that's the team I go with. And normally, the best colors kind of, statistically, they do really well. I just want to put that out there. So the Seattle Seahawks, I like them because I like their colors. I'm not from Seattle. They just have really nice colors. Now, I know they have away colors and home colors. So I don't know how they would do next to another team that has better colors if they're wearing, like I don't know what the other colors are, white or whatever. But anyway, so let's hope they go to the Super Bowl and that they win. So go Seattle. I know they're playing tomorrow. I think I will be watching that. All right. Here we go. Also, I wanted to just talk about real quick. So if you could take a minute and just give this a like, that is so important for my channel. YouTube does not, they don't push my videos. So that's why, me and I think a lot of other people, they're like, hey, like and subscribe and don't forget to, hit that notification button, because it really is a real thing. Yeah, they have like a YouTube studios where they break everything down to a science and analyze everything. I can't really get into all that because it's just very confusing. It's more information than what I really want to know. And for me, I like to think about, I come from, first of all, I come from very humble beginnings. If you go back on YouTube and you go to one of my first videos, actually the first many, let's just put that out there. Editing skills, none. When I first did my first few videos, I didn't even know that how to hold the phone versus, vertical and horizontal, and how that played out on YouTube. I didn't know anything about editing, and I'm still a work in progress. But if you look at my, and I don't really get embarrassed, but it is like, oh God. If you were to go back and you look at my older videos, yeah, your girl was still having fun, but I did not know what I was doing. And it really is true, practice makes almost perfect. It meaning the more videos I did, the better I got at editing. I am a little bit or a lot, I've come a long way since then. I still don't know a lot of stuff. This is my first live. I don't know how to do the live, but I'm doing it. Listen, I've seen people on YouTube and you're scrolling and you see people laying there and they're sleeping in their bed and there's people watching that. Now look, if they can sleep and do a live, then I can do a live too, right? So yeah. If you could like, I'd appreciate that. Oh, also, they have this new thing. Now that I've reached 1,000 subscribers, right? They have this new thing where you can hype a video, and I'll tell you where that is. So like, and it's not just me, but like anybody that you see on YouTube that you like. I don't think you can do it on live, I don't know, but like when you see where the comments are and they have those little there's like three dots or two dots right next to like where the comment is in that little area, and if you swipe, you'll see like hype this video. Now I think you have to have at least 1,000 subscribers because that was never on there for me before. So, but it is now. So yeah, hype your people up. Sure, I'm willing. I'm accepting of that. Yeah, I like that idea. All right. I don't see any comments as of right now that are new. But nobody's telling me where they're from. I'd like to know that. I'd like to know where you are. Okay. Oh, and if anybody's wondering how old I am, I will be 54 this year. So, your girl's getting up there. I never thought in a million years I'd be 54, but it's happening. It's happening. Pretty soon, your girl's going to be getting that 10% discount. Yeah, 2027. All right, more notes. Okay, so another thing I wanted to talk about is the channel, what direction I'm going with. I like what I'm doing. I like the vibes that I'm getting from people. Like I said, the community, van life community or like nomadic life, they are some of the kindest people that I've ever met. And it doesn't matter where they come from, what nationality they are. You have one thing in common just off the bat, and that is that you have a zest for wonder. And I have noticed that they are honestly just one of the most caring communities, and I'm here for it. So, my plans for 2026, let's get over it. All right, so I will, since I have more experience now with products, and there's a lot of stuff that didn't work. Oh God, when I went to Alaska, I found out the hard way. Oh, I found out it was terrible. My solar wasn't working. I'll go back to what I'm going to be doing, but I got to get this out. So I had the EcoFlow Max in the back, and my solar wasn't working. So one thing I'm going to say about that, you do a trip, try and get more experience with your stuff before you go for a long trip. So, go for little short trips. If I had to give somebody advice on, what to do to get started, my advice would be start where you are. Start with what you have. Because I have purchased a lot of stuff. I did so much YouTube stuff, and they were like, you need this, the 10 best things you need. You got that. You need this also. Oh, you can't go without this. And so I wound up accumulating all of this stuff over the course of like a year when I was doing. I'm a researcher by nature, so I'm like, all right, well, I need that first. I'm going to say get your basics, what you have, right? You need a flashlight, you need some blankets, a pillow, but do it in your car. Start seeing what's around you in your vicinity. You don't have to go to Alaska. That's how I want to get in Harvest Host. But you can start really small and just, find out what's around you and what gives your heart joy, right? So that's definitely that's my key is, you want to be comfortable as possible, whether it's warmth, whether it's being cool, so fans or some kind of heat source that you would have, your pillows and stuff, and then you just get out there and go do what you got to do, because you're just going to be other people out there doing the very same thing. I mean, so car camping, that one video where I talk about Lando, where I met a stranger, and basically a stranger made me cry, and that was real. That definitely was real. He drove from Texas in a car all the way to Palmer, Alaska. So that happens. That one couple, they went by motorcycle. I think they had a tent, or maybe they stayed places, but they came from Brazil, and they drove from Brazil to Alaska. My hat's off to them, because whoo, that's a trip. So as far as product reviews, that's what I will be doing. Things that I have purchased, I would like to do reviews on. Some things worked that I never thought, I just brought on a whim. And things that I thought would really work did not. And that was my EcoFlow. That's the first thing that pooped out on me. And what I mean by that is that I didn't understand the unit. I don't really like apps on things. I'm real old school with that. I just need it to work. Like, what happened to, why do you need a refrigerator with an app? Okay, I'm still mad about that. I don't need a washing machine that needs an app and needs updates. We never needed those things before. You brought a product, and the product did what the product was supposed to do. Same thing with solar. It collects sunlight, converts it, and stores it so that it makes energy. That's all I need to know. Plug and play. That's where I am with that. I couldn't get the solar to work. Like, it was working, but it would die. And I was like, what is happening right now? Why is my stuff not working? So all the stuff that I needed to plug in, my refrigerator, I couldn't keep anything cold. It was terrible. Come to find out, after I got back from Alaska, apparently in the app, which I didn't have any internet access to begin with, right? That I had a problem with my Starlink too. Oh yeah, it was a hot mess. Ooh, okay. Pennsylvania. Thank you. Hello. Oh, Karen. Hi, Karen. Karen Nation, you guys. I'll be talking about some YouTubers that I definitely want to give a shout out to, and Karen is one of them. But you know what? I'll do Karen real quick right now. Karen, if I'm correct, you're from England, yes? And you do van life? I just want to make sure. She travels with a cat. She does part-time also. And everybody does van life and nomadic life for their own reason. Karen has been very open about her domestic violence, right? And her PTSD from it. And that's how Karen is, it helps her. It's therapy for her. So this is therapy for a lot of us. It just is. It is definitely my therapy. So Karen Nation, I would definitely go and see her, give her some support, give her some love. Karen, we support each other and it's wonderful. Small YouTubers got to stick together. That's just how it is. So thank you for being here, Karen. All right, back to what I was talking about as far as my stuff goes. So yeah, come to find out, I can hear my husband talking to the dogs. He's keeping the beast at bay right now because trust me, it won't be pretty when he lets them out. We'll do that at the end. It's not going to be pretty, but um, yeah, the EcoFlow system for some reason was set on default at 2 hours, so it only worked for 2 hours, and then after that, it would shut down. I did not understand that. I was just like, it's not working. My food went bad. I wasn't able to charge stuff the way that I wanted to. We had installed solar panel on the top and I couldn't even utilize it. I mean, I guess it was still charging it, but it wouldn't allow me to use it. And I didn't know why. I just thought I was broken. That's really what I thought. Something's wrong with it. We found that out. So we went on, my husband figured it out. I didn't. We went on there and then he fixed it. So now it's on like a regular thing, but I don't like playing with apps. I just don't. I just need something to work. That's what I want. Everybody has their preference. So yeah, product reviews, that's definitely one of the things that I will be touching on a little bit more since I've had more experience. And I had a bad experience with my Starlink. I know somebody, when I had commented on a video, they said something about like, oh, if you would have had Starlink, guess what? We bought Starlink like not that long before I left. And that's one of the problems because I did not spend enough time. We set it up and we were like, boom, it works. I'm ready. I'm doing this. I'm going to Alaska. Meanwhile, as soon as I hit Canada, my phone just, the reception died. My GPS died. Yeah, it was not pretty. It really wasn't pretty. But I did bring paper maps. I always travel with maps. Telling you right now, you know, even if you don't know how to use it and you got a day where you're just bored, get some maps and start figuring stuff out because you can't have GPS telling you where to go every time. Just in the event of an emergency, you really need to know that. It's definitely a skill you should have. So yeah, that's my product reviews that I'll be going over things that worked for me, things that didn't work. I'm going to also be participating in some more meetups and events. So I have one coming up in March that I'll be doing. So I'll be going to an event in March. And then also I want to do more rig and van tours. So that helps when you have people kind of like right there. So what I'll do is I'll try and see if anybody wants to be on YouTube and wants to show their rig. Not everybody wants to do that. And not everybody's rig is, video worthy. When I was going through Alaska and I was traveling and I was on the road for like 47 days, yeah, you couldn't go in there and look in there. I had stuff like just pushed, shoved. It looked good initially, but when you're really in it, it gets messy. I always thought like it's small, like you just put stuff in its place and you're fine. No, I didn't really understand. You're always stuff that goes up has to come down. Like it's a hot mess. I also will be doing more harvest hosts because I got the harvest host when I was going to Alaska, going through Canada, and I thought, to be able to stay somewhere, to have that option would be a great thing. But one, you need internet, right? So that didn't work, and you need power anyway. So yeah, harvest hosts, I will be doing more of those. If you did not see the alpaca video, oh my god, yeah, I broke out into like a 12-year-old girl. I really did. It was great. So the alpaca video, that was pretty fantastic. I mean, the one that I did with my husband with the wild horses, but you can't really interact with the wild horses, so it makes it a little different. But I did do van life experience with my husband, who he feels too big in the van, and he doesn't like being in the van like that. So, but the wild horses one where I went to Assateague Island, that's a good one. And that was we stayed at a harvest host place and then we continued to drive to Assateague. That's what happened with that. But I'm also talking about, looking in my own backyard, and that's what I was doing. Like, what's going on in my state? Because Harvest Host does offer different opportunities that you wouldn't really think of. When you think of Harvest Host, you think of like, I'm gonna go to a winery and they're gonna make me buy wine. So, and that's probably true if you go to a winery, but I'm not really a drinker. And truth be told, if you saw, the thing would be going like this is white grape juice. That's what my husband said. He said, "Is that white grape juice in there?" I go, "Yeah, absolutely." So, but yeah, I have it in a frosted mug, and I love my white grape juice. So it doesn't stain your teeth like the other grape juice, but I think that one's supposed to be healthier. Anyway, long story short, about Harvest Host. So yeah, definitely we'll be doing more stuff in my wheelhouse of things that I like. Like there is if you like wine, go to a winery. Nobody's forcing you to sign up to stay in these places. But for me, I was like an alpaca form, like, why not? I mean, okay. And there's also a sanctuary that I'd like to go to. So when I go to this event in March, there's a lot of stuff going on in March. So I'll be going to this event, and there'll be a few other people that will be there. Like if you've seen Sonia, Sonia will be with me, and then there's also another individual that will be with us as well. That's gonna be fun. I kind of make friends everywhere I go, but yeah, it's going to be a good time. That's going to be a good time. But after that, then I have a Harvest Host stay in another location where I'm going to be close to where my daughter is. Now, let me tell you about this. So once I'm done, this place, they really geared towards special needs students, right? And so, but on their off times, which I'm going within that off time, sometimes with Harvest Host, they'll have like parameter times, like the alpacas, you can only stay there from like, I think it's like November to like maybe like February, something like that. Everybody has like these visiting parameters that you can go and visit. But they deal with special needs kids, but they have, it's almost like a baby sanctuary. Like there'll be like a goat walking around. So I'm here for that too. So I love animals. So that's where we're going with that. But yeah, so definitely more Harvest Host days. So that's what I wanted to say about that. I also am due for a van tour. I have not done a van tour, a real legit van tour. So I really want to do a van tour. Yeah, I showed how things were made, but once the dust settled, I really didn't get into like, hey, here you go, this is the van, this, and ooh la la. One thing I can say is that I do like to try and keep it. I don't want to fem it out too much. I didn't want my husband to be in there like like pass out from all the femininity in it. So I try to keep it kind of neutral for the most part. I do have a little teeny girly, like, he wouldn't care about like, the crochet flowers that are hanging from the back, and the bedding. But I do try, other than that, I try and keep it pretty neutral, if you will, for the sake of, my husband may want to come too. And, he may not want to roll off of like, comforters that have strawberries on it or something. I'm just making stuff up right now, but you see where I'm going with it. I like to try and keep it neutral. But yeah, so definitely a van tour. And this is all for like 2026, right? So this is what I plan on doing for 2026. Monetizing the channel. I did reach the 1,000. When I first started this, I never really thought about it because, it's my living journal, right? So, but then when I reached the 1,000 subscribers, and when I also realized, like, if you've ever seen any of my videos, like the heater video, the one I just did, my last video, that sucker has like 3 commercials on it. I am not monetized. YouTube, they throw commercials in your stuff when they deem, I guess, enough people have watched it or whatever. But so it's like, well, yeah, no, if you're gonna do that, sure, let's monetize me then, because they're making you watch commercials anyway. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So yeah, I'm working on that. Also, I will be doing, I like to give stuff away. I don't know, I've been like that for like years now. when I was an account manager, we're going back in the day real quick, but when I was an account manager for a company that was a statewide vendor for schools, right? I would go into schools and I would have to train them on how to do this statewide program for their schools to get reimbursement, right? And so I'd be on a stage with, I don't know, I don't think I had more than like maybe 300 people at a time. That's actually easier for me to have a sea of people because there's nothing worse than having like doing like a training and there's like four of you and your eyes focus on somebody because they're wearing like yellow, right? So when I talk, if you ever see my eyes like roaming around, it's because that's how I train myself when I was doing these presentations, when I would go and do this public speaking. I tried not to focus on one person because your eyes can set on somebody that's wearing like, an odd color or just something that, makes your eyes focus on them. So when I'm looking around, it's kind of like embedded in me in a way. Anyway, long story short, so when I used to do these trainings, I always brought giveaways. The company would allow us to bring pens and notepads and things like that. And so it's engaging and it was fun. So when I would do like quizzes, like, okay, so like when you're doing blah blah blah, what do what are we going to do? And then that person that's all right, well, you get a pen. And let me tell you what, I don't care who you are. Look, these psychologists and, licensed social workers, they'd be like, they would be in it, all in it. Like everybody, I want that pen. I want that. And you know what? I'm probably the same way too, but I enjoy doing that. And I do have duplicates of things. So I will be doing, starting this year, but mainly when I get monetized, because right now, like monetize means, and I don't know how much I would get to be quite honest, but monetize means is that at least it would be able to possibly cover the shipping cost for me to have to send something to someone, right? Because remember, I work part time, and I work part time for the cause, for the trips. For Amazon, I was working at Amazon to be able to pay for a small portion of the Alaska trip, but I put it on a credit card that didn't have a balance on at all. And so now I'm working as a welder. Okay, we didn't talk about that. Yeah, your girl's a welder now. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm still learning. But I am doing TIG welding currently, and then I will be learning MIG. Yeah, we're not there yet. But yeah, it's not easy being a welder. I wanted to get some video of me doing that, but they don't allow phones and stuff. They don't want you recording, and I get that. But yeah, so yeah, your girl is a welder. I've been doing it. I got the helmet. I do actually have like a crazy looking picture of me with the helmet on. I took it while I was there, like click, because all my equipment and stuff stays there. But yeah, your girl's doing it. I do a lot of trimming though. So, but yeah, I'm learning the feel of welding. Yeah, I like to work with my hands and I will pretty much do it. Okay, real quick, let's go over some of the things that I have done. So, since I was watching YouTube for a while, right? So they were like, oh, you can make money on the road. I was like, let's put that to the test. They say it's easy to get jobs. So I signed up for Work Camper, and I want to do a video on that also. Off the top of my head, there's like 20 videos just right there, blam, just to get those out. But I want to be able to do one where the jobs, and I have pictures and T-shirts of most of the places that I've worked at. But I did it as work camping, and I am allotted. I feel very fortunate, right? Not everybody. It's a luxury, first of all, to be able to have a dwelling to go home to, right? And then, to be able to travel, whether it's in your car, in a van, or whatever. That, some people are forced into that. And I am not going to portray that I am one of those people. Are we well off? Absolutely not. No. But we're not trying to, we can't take it with us either. You know what I'm saying? So I can't put a price on happiness. but I can put a price on my bills that come in, so that is still a factor, and that's why I work. But my husband, he allots me to be able to do that. So it's many thanks to my husband, because if it weren't for him, I would not be able to do part-time jobs, and then to be able to still go and seek my little bit of happy, because you can't wait for other people to make you happy. They're not responsible for your happiness. And the only way for me to be a good partner is when I'm fully there and I feel fully fulfilled, because we give so much of ourselves to other people that we forget about our own happiness. And one question that I always find that's hard to answer as an adult is, you can ask kids questions and they will just ramble off like 101 things. But you ask an adult, what's your favorite thing, or what makes you happy, what gives you true happiness, it becomes harder to answer as you get older, because you're so used to filling, I call it filling everybody else's cup, that you kind of get lost. When you have kids, you lose your identity. You become such and such as mom. That's such and such as mom. Oh, or you go on to pick them up. Oh, I'm such and such as mom. You do, you lose that, and then you have to gain that back. So yeah, that's another reason I got off. I said, oh, me and Moonlight, hi, how are you? So thank you for being here. So and again, now we talked about Karen Nation. I was going to talk about this later on, but me and Moonlight, let me tell you, Sonia, she's in the chat right now. That is my girl. Okay, we met at Vanstock in Alaska. Sonia is awesome, and we will be friends forever, whether she likes it or not. Sonia has a Ford Transit, and she has decked it out. I did do a video with Sonia and Moonlight, and her decor is just something. I'm living through her, because it was fantastic. And I will wind up doing, because we'll be going to this meetup. I'll wind up doing another van tour with her, and she also like does things with tents that's like, oh man, it's amazing. So, and then also Sonia, she does have, like, she's on other platforms. I am not. I just can't. But she also does. She's more prominent on Facebook, and she has other avenues that I really want to get in and do a one-on-one with her, because things are evolving. Sonia is a traveling nurse. And so, people around here doing it. She's been to Hawaii. She's just been to, some beautiful, fantastic places while she's working as a nurse. And it is wonderful. So please go check out my girl. It's Me and Moonlight is her YouTube handle. All right. But later on, when I do another video in March, when we go to the event, I will have her other things on there. So if you're on, like, she might do Twitter. Look, I don't do Twitter. I don't do X. I don't do Flex. I don't do, I don't do any of that. I don't know. Flex, I just made that up, just so you know. But I don't do any of those things. Again, me and technology, is better for me to focus on one thing. That's the only way I can commit to doing this channel. And I think if I did all of that and spread myself, this is just for me personally, I just can't, I wouldn't be able to focus and do what I need to do for YouTube, because I always go back to remembering my why. And for me personally, my why on here is different from other people's whys. Like, some people want to be on YouTube and they're like, I'm making money. And I'm going to retire and I'm going to be on a yacht. And you know what? By all means, if that's what you want, go for it. I love that for you. Me, I'm just simple. Remember, it is my living journal. This is just me. I don't do day-to-days. I don't think you want to see that because you're gonna just see a lot of animals. Which also I've been cut off with the animals. Yeah, because we had to travel with all of them and that wasn't fun. But yeah, I remember my why. And so for me, I can't do Facebook, and I just it for me it's spreading it too thin. But everybody else does it. So what I'm saying is that Sonia, she's more prominent on I think Facebook. She does have videos though, um, on YouTube, and like I said, I also did a video of her van tour we did when we were at a van stock. So definitely, check that out. Subscribe to her. That would be fantastic. Because she's good people, and yeah, she's a friend for life. So that is that one. Let's see. So I was talking about my wanting to do giveaways. So that is a thing. That's where I got off the beaten path of that. But I definitely want to start doing giveaways. And as a matter of fact, like I don't know. All right, so we got 5 people on here. Thank you, 5 people. But I am going to start doing a giveaway on my next video. I will be doing a giveaway, and I'm going to show you what it is right now. Okay, now, this is one of the things when I say I'm going to do a video on things that are tried and true that I used when I was out, and I was really surprised in a really good way that the sun kettle. So I have more than one of these. These retail, I think, for maybe almost $70, $65 to $70. And the sun kettle, if you can see that here, remember, my solar didn't work, and I was, I needed to boil water a lot. So a lot of the stuff, because I took freeze-dried food, stuff like that, I needed to have that water, and I didn't have electricity to really do that because my EcoFlow wasn't working. Because remember, 2 hours and that was it, couldn't figure it out. But I have one of these, and then on my next video, I will be showing or explaining how to get this one. Real quick, let's take it out the box. Well, we already got it out the box. Let's take it out the bag, I mean. So it boils without fuel or flames. And then, so it will sit. Let's do it like this. Like I'll hold it like a baby. Well, I have to open it first. But, okay. So it opens like this, like it has wings, right? And then it catches. Now this thing is glass. So it's going to catch that sun, and then in the back, there's these little things here that it sits in, these little cutouts, if you can see that. And then you would just prop that, and that's going to get you boiled water. This is how you would get it in there. And this is a smaller one. They have another one. I'm not sure the ounces. The volume is 16.6. So that's what it looks like on the inside. And then you'd be able to touch this to tell whether it's going to get hot or whether it's hot. And this puppy works. You can boil water in this. You could put water and put eggs in it. You could put hot dogs in it. I mean, there's just countless ways you could do it. Also, I have like a hook that I would hang from like the little gutter that's on the van, that I guess where the top of the van meets the regular part of the van. And I would just hang it like when the sun was directly out, and I would just have it open. You know how the sun's facing certain ways, and I would do it like that also. But just be mindful that, it is glass in there when that thing's open. But it works. It definitely works. So I was pleasantly surprised by that. And I was like, oh, I will take this thing. And I just took it on a chance just because I had it. But it wound up being a lifesaver for me because I didn't have electricity. So this one I will be doing a giveaway. And like I said, you can go on Amazon and this is going to cost you about 65, 70 bucks. I think the one for like 33 ounces is like 90 something dollars. Things have gone up. But yeah, so that'll be my first giveaway. And that's the Patriot Sun Kettle. As you saw, it is new in the box. And I'm just going to turn the box around. But this thing was definitely a lifesaver. Absolutely. Okay. So we talked about the notifications. Yeah, and comments are great on my videos. Absolutely. That is another thing that helps the channel. Is comments. It doesn't even need to be a comment. It could be an emoji, something like that. You know, constructive criticism. I'm always down for that. So that's fantastic. I wanted to talk about YouTubers that are special to me right now in my life. I already talked about Me and Moonlight, right? That's Sonia. She's a traveling nurse. I already talked about Karen Nation. Karen is one that is open about domestic violence and the PTSD that comes from that and how she's healing, you know, her way back to normalcy, we'll say. And she's also in England, if I'm correct. Karen, if you're still here and you're not from England, let me know, but I'm pretty sure she's from England. Another person that is definitely awesome is it's a woman called, she has a dog, and the lady, Karen Nation, she has a cat, right? So we all love our animals when we're on the road. Some people, it's not for them, but for me, yeah. And this is called, she's called My Wonky Compass Adventure. And she has a little cute Yorkie. She put a shout out on there for me on her channel, which was fantastic. I thought that was awesome. Also, I want to give a shout out to Dressing Up Doll Lady. I don't know if she made it here. I am not into dolls, but what I can tell you is a lot of people are. And she does feature like the cutest little dolls. And she goes out in public and does like reactions. But I mean, she really supports this channel and I appreciate her. And I just want to say she's given me a shout out on her channel, which was wonderful. And so I definitely want to say Dress Up Doll Lady. But she does those, they're like the breakables, and they're really, they look like real dolls. And she takes, like I said, she takes them out in public, and people are like, oh, can I hold your baby? Or like, and she's like, oh, that's not a real baby. And so, yeah, she does the lives like that. So, and that's Dress Up Doll Lady. And then also, I really want to say from the absolutely very beginning, there's been someone here with me, and that is Journey to Healing. And she does Reiki, and she's into like numbers and things like that. And just what a great lady she is. She's over, I think, in California. But Journey to Healing, she's always supported my channel. When I do a video, if I don't see her on there, I'm like, where are you? Where did you go? So I really, you know, these people are they're near and dear. That's basically what I'm trying to tell you. And they're good people. So, you know, us little small YouTubers, you know, we stick together, and, you know, as I, you know, if I do, and I'm humble, I could not get another subscriber and I would still be happy, because that's not really why I'm in it. Okay. So it's just to share. And not everybody wants to do that. And, you know, not everybody's meant to do that. I never thought I was meant to do that. I grew up where my mom was like, you know, I don't want people in my business. So my mom would not have been a candidate for YouTube. She didn't want, one time, right, she had glasses on and her sunglasses on, and we were out somewhere, and it wasn't, the sun wasn't out, and she had sunglasses on. And I said, Mom, why do you have sunglasses on? I'm a little kid. She said, because I don't want people in my business. So like these little things, you know, So it's just, yeah, these little stories that I remember and little situations, it brings me happiness and joy. I do have a picture of my mom in the van. She goes with me. I keep little, I don't want to say good luck charms, but I keep memorabilia of stuff in the van when I do travel, and it makes me feel good. But so yeah, that is that. Um, yeah, I mean, hey, we'll be doing a lot more stuff, Sonia. So, like I said, another video we'll be doing, and I would like to do like how we coordinate things together. I don't know how to do that yet, but when I do, let's do it where we get together and do it. Maybe we'll do that at the event. And I'm telling you, Sonia, honey, we're gonna have such a good time. Oh, you don't even know some of the stuff that I found that I'm bringing. I'm gonna keep that stuff as a surprise, but we are gonna have such a good time at this meetup. I'm telling you guys, when I wind up doing that meetup, it'll probably be in two different videos because there's gonna be a lot to cover. And then plus I'll probably do van tours too. But yeah, we're gonna have fun. We are gonna have a good time. Yeah. My husband was making fun of me. He was like, "Oh, the single ladies, all the single ladies." And he was like, "Is this be a single ladies trip?" So yeah, we're gonna have a really good time. That is, I mean, I don't know if you guys have any questions. I will do later on, I guess, when more people want to know things. I'll do like Q&As. That probably would be something else that would come up for 2026. I'll do Q&As. But, yeah, not a lot of people leave comments. So, and that's okay. Nobody says you have to. But like I said, even emojis help. But that's how I get to know who you are, who's watching this video. So like will eventually not be alive anymore, and it'll be a regular video. But who are the people that are watching it? Who am I reaching? And what videos would they like to see, providing that's in my wheelhouse? So remember, I always remember my why. I am not here for other people. I am here doing this for the purpose of me having my living journal, right? So, and for, my daughter to one day to be like, when I'm no longer, walking this earth, that she can go back and be like, I'm going to watch my mom, and I want to see, I want to see her laughing, and I want to experience some of that, because I have had her on those videos of my daughter on the channel too. But that's what it's all about. But if it's something in my wheelhouse, absolutely. Another thing that I would like to do, and I don't know if it's in the cards, because we gotta think big, dream big, whatever. But if it caters to this channel, and like somebody reached out and wanted me to review something, if it is in the wheelhouse of what I believe in and what I will do, I would like to do that. Providing that I can do a giveaway. I want to be able to have something to give it away. I want this. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this right. So we all know, and I've talked about the hitchhiker video and stuff like that. But I have to say, my mom ingrained something in me, not on purpose, but just, by life. My mom was a nurse. She was an RN. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a quick story here. So, and nobody appreciated this. I'm going to be quite honest. Nobody appreciated when she would do this. So, but I can tell you, my daughter can attest to it, and other family members can attest to the fact that if you would go on vacation with my mother, she would want to go to hospitals, nursing homes, things like that. Now, I'll give you a quick story. She went to Jamaica. My daughter, I think, was with her at the time. And when she would go to facilities of, less fortunate, whether it was, they dealt in geriatrics or whether it was a children's hospital, something like that. And she would go into areas that, you're supposed to be on vacation. This woman is taking you to these places that, she's trying to get a list. What do you need? What can I do for you? And so, yeah, when you're trying to, just enjoy your best life and you're younger, you're like, why do we need to go there? We're trying to get the tourist spots. We're trying to hit the beach. We're trying to go and do all the other stuff that we're supposed to do on vacation. But she would gravitate towards these facilities. Even when we went to Bermuda and we were doing a bus tour. And so everybody's asking questions, and I even remember the bus driver's name, Godfrey. Anyway, and then her question is, she was asking about the hospitals, just all kinds of questions about their healthcare system. Meanwhile, everybody else is asking vacation questions. Where's the nightlife? Where's the beaches? What's this? What's that? What's the best food spot? She wanted to know about the hospitals. So even before she passed away, I was helping her to, she was getting like bags and stuff together, and she would get little bags together for the homeless, and she would go out and and I was telling her about how like Old Navy has like really cheap, right? I was like, hey, you get it for like $2 or $1. Since COVID, I don't know. This was before COVID because she passed away right before Christmas in 2019. But she was getting little care packages and things like that to send away to Jamaica. I think she sent one little boy. He needed a wheelchair, and so I don't know how she did it, but she got a wheelchair there. So, her kindness, you know, that aspect of it, that it resonates with me now as I'm older. At this point, I feel like I am in the giving backstage, so I kind of get it now. You know what I mean? And so I don't know where this channel is going to take me, but I think if possible, I would like to do something where I am giving back in some form or fashion. I've thought of 101 things that I could potentially do, but also not put myself in danger. So that's where it gets a little sticky. Like I thought about like, oh, what if I could like, go and visit people that, couldn't get out and get away, and do like a van life night with them. And I'm thinking, yeah, but you're putting yourself in danger. So like there's a lot. I'm always brainstorming like what helping people, doing things for other people gives me immense joy. I don't know how you feel about that, but I get so much joy, just from, like I said, I'm in the giving. We go through stages in life. I am in that giving backstage. So I don't know what's going to happen with this channel as far as the direction it's going to go, but I know it's not going to go in a direction where it's like, oh, I don't have a lot of drama. That I try to steer clear from drama. So, and I think when you do videos like that, you attract, what you put out, you attract. And I do really firmly believe that. So I put out positively because that's what I want to attract. I put out certain videos in a certain demeanor, in a way about myself, because that's what I want to attract. I don't, and I want you to be just as happy as I am. Is there any real particular reason why I should be over the moon? Some might say no, but I say yes. Just because I'm sitting here breathing. I really don't have major worries right now. Whatever your problems are, there's always somebody else that would be willing to trade their problems for yours. And that is real. So, yeah, let's see if I got any comments here. Oh, yeah, dressing up, Dolly. She said she's waving, but I can't see you. Yeah, I know. That's not fair. Doing these lives, I kind of took it as like, okay, I'm thinking of it as like a Zoom meeting, but yet you can't see other people. You have to be somewhat up to par. You're yourself, but you can't turn full like truck driver over here. I mean, I speak a little French, not, and that's a good kind. You don't want to make those mistakes. That's not, in lives, there's no takesies backsies. There's no editing that. So there is a fine dance and a balance that is to be had when you're doing a live. I will say that for sure. And you want to represent yourself well and your channel well, and yeah. So that's me. That's where I am right now in life, living life. Uh, you know, hey, look, this might, I don't know what it looks like to you, but yeah, white grape juice didn't taste that good because I just brushed my teeth before I did a live, so that's not that good. Okay. Um, I want to just say I do appreciate everybody that was here, whether nobody showed up, whether one person showed up. To me, it didn't make a difference. I mean, obviously you want more people, but again, it's my why. That's why I'm here, and I feel like I don't do a lot of this face-to-face interaction when I'm doing my videos. So I think it's important from time to time for me to be able to do live. So I would like to do lives every once in a blue moon. And hopefully like people will have questions or things like that just to be able to interact. I like interacting with people. You can't ask my grandmother because she's no longer here, but when I was little, she said, you should be a news broadcaster. And that was her way of saying, you talk way too much, girl. You talk way too much. I can out talk small children. And that's a talent. And you know what? I am not lying. Yeah, put me in front of one of your kids. I'll tire them out. I'm telling you. I can out talk small children. It's just a gift. It is a gift. And a curse. Definitely could be a curse too. But yeah, I am working on that, the hitchhiker thing, the kindness thing, being my kryptonite, trying to have that balance. Oh, let me tell you this. So in March is going to be an action-packed month. It'll obviously, with the videos and doing one a week, it'll get stretched out. But when I'm going to the event, I'm doing the harvest host, and then I'm going to see my baby girl. So my baby girl, she's she's in her 20s, but she's still my baby girl. That's just how it is. And we are doing our own thing. So I said, I'm up for whatever. So what she want to do? So she said possibly, and if whatever we do, I'm gonna ask her if it's okay. I always ask for permission. Nobody wants to be in your YouTube videos all the time. You know what I'm saying? So I am very conscious of that. I try not to video people's children when I'm out in public. Like if they're in the way, I try not to do. I try to be very thoughtful that way. I don't want to be walking around, shopping for underwear or something. Next thing you know, I'm on somebody's YouTube video. I am consciously aware of that. But anyway, back to my baby girl. So what we will be doing is now her recommendations, and I don't know what's going to happen so far, but as of right now, tentatively, we will be going to the gun range and possibly tattoos. I don't know. So that's what we're doing. Look, like I said on my description of my channel, it's YOLO. I tomorrow is not promised to any of us. And I am here for it as long as I am not out here, putting anybody else in harm's way. I'm here for it. I don't know how many moms would be like, you know what? Okay, well, yeah, sure. Let's a tattoo it is, gun range. Sure it is. Yeah, do I have, and I'll wind up doing a safety video also, but I got things, a girl's got talents. I'm just saying. Okay, now look, I said, Yeah, is anybody what's going on with the snow? Is that happening where you are? Um, I'm trying to Sonia, I'm trying to see your message and there's something that thing up top is in the way. Um, oh, me and Moonlight talked me to work during the snowstorm. Thank you for being you. Your husband's sense of humor is priceless. Yeah, he is low key funny. He is very low key funny. And also, when I did that video when we went to Assateague, because I used to be a bartender way back in the day. We're going like way back, right? And that was one of the drinks that I was like, oh my god, what fire, like sparkles, cinnamon, like that was the thing, but like we couldn't actually make those. But I actually took myself and I went to bartending school because I needed money on the side. I was a single mom, and God, oh, so yeah, he is definitely he's got a sense of humor on him. He's quiet, but he's low key funny. I mean, like it just like comes out of nowhere these zingers. Then it's like it's too early for that chaos. That's crazy. But yeah, yeah, I keep him on his toes. I'll say that much. I forget where we were one time, and some man has said something to him like, "I bet she's a lot. She's a handful," and he wouldn't be wrong. I'm just gonna put that out there. But yeah, I'm one of those people. I think I'm far from boring, and that's not on purpose. That's just by I don't know if I've got like ADHD. I'm not sure what it is, but I am always like moving, rotating, like doing things, trying to evolve. We listen. I if I could, I have so many things that I want to do that I need like two more lifetimes just to be able to accomplish this stuff. That's truly how I feel. I have so many like back projects that I'm doing because I'm crafty. I like making stuff. But yeah, I have a lot of projects that I'm doing. Fuzzy. And I do put those on the channel because I like to do those things with my daughter. I like making things, and I think we decorated glass. We've I have a video that I did not quite put out just yet. It's just a small clip, and we did some stuff. We tie dyed, um, and that was fun. I'd never done that before. So I want to like mold clay. I want to do all kinds of things. I just want to do. Now I'm thinking about getting into crafting. Now I never thought not crafting. I'm sorry, crocheting. I never thought that I would want to be one of those people. I don't know. Maybe it's when you hit your 50s somehow crocheting or knitting kind of does it slip in? I'm not sure, but I'm liking like the crochet hats and stuff. And yeah, and the fact that when I went to the alpaca farm and I know where the yarn comes from. It's like, oh, that came from such and such, and it's like I could actually go out there. Well, they won't really let you touch them. They kind of shy away. But I know exactly the source. Like I could point to the alpaca that came from. I will go back to that alpaca farm. I just want to put that out there. I will go back there, and I will scoop poop, and I'm gonna see if she will give me a lesson on crocheting, and I'll get some yarn. I'd like to try that. So I try my hand at that, but I got way too many projects. Yeah. Yeah, I need like two more lifetimes to get all this stuff done. So I'm trying to pack it in. So basically I keep my husband on his toes because you just never know. It literally did come out of nowhere when I said, yeah, I think I'm gonna go to Alaska. How do you feel about that? You okay with that? You good? And he was like, what? What are you talking about? And yeah, it comes out of nowhere. I'm like fly by the seat of your pants kind of person. It just you don't see it coming. I don't see it coming. That's the beauty. I never get bored. I shock myself all the time. Like I said, I have so many projects that I'm doing. You don't even. It's crazy. It's crazy. But I'm here for it. I hope you are here for the journey. When just where the direction of where the channel's going. So I don't want to ramble, because I can do that. My grandmother was right, news broadcaster, remember that. But I just want to say I thank you for being here, and I appreciate everyone. Um, Again, it's I am humbled by anyone that has shown, their presence anywhere in my videos, because you don't have to. We got, again, one life to live, and you don't have to click on my video. You don't have to. That's by choice, and I appreciate you for that. I have noticed that people are more prone to drama. I do see that, like when you kind of tell on your videos, like that one didn't do too good because I made friends in Canada. But again, I don't get upset about it. Why should I? This is my journal. This is my living journal. So why am I going to be mad about that? If somebody doesn't want to watch me make friends in Canada, they don't have to. But you know what? At the end of the day, when I am no longer breathing, my daughter will be able to go back and appreciate those videos. And that is my why. That's what keeps me extremely humble. Extremely humble. So, yeah. I've had people say to me, like, I don't understand why your channel isn't bigger. And I said, I don't know. I can't answer that. I have no idea. But I know one thing, since YouTube's been putting commercials on my stuff, I was like, you know what? I definitely want to be monetized at this point, because they're putting them on there regardless. I have no control over that. Maybe if I monetize, maybe I will have more control. I'm not sure. I don't know how it works. I haven't gotten to that level yet. I'm having problems with my watch time. My watch time, how that works in the YouTuber world is that your video, like let's say you get a video and it gets 5,000 views, right? And my videos they don't get that, but we're just going to use that as a number. That video, those watch hours are good for a year. After a year, they drop off. So I've been on YouTube for a year, and it's taken me that long, where I got like to 1,000 subscribers, which was like, yay, awesome, because that really wasn't part of the plan. But with that, when I did the one video at my first meetup, for some reason that got like 8,000 views. I was like, oh my God, wait a minute, stop the bus. So yeah, but you know what? Those views, it's been a year, they dropped off. That's why it's hard to get to your watch hours, because as time goes on, those watch hours drop off. So let's say this. So when you're watching my videos, I'm going to give you a perfect analogy. You know how, like, you ever gone to the gym and you're in the parking lot and you're like, I really don't feel like doing this, right? This is an analogy about my videos, so hold on, I'm going somewhere with this. And but you wind up going in, right? You go in. And then when you come out, you're like, you know what? That was a good workout. That's how my videos are. It's one of those things, it's like you don't regret it. Do I have to watch to the end? No, you don't have to, but I guarantee you won't regret it. I do. I spend a lot of times, but I don't spend a lot of time. I can't say, like, look, I'm begging you to watch these videos because it takes me days and hours to edit, and it does. But remember my why. I do it because one day I will no longer exist, and I want to represent myself well. I want these videos to be somewhat on point. And the more I do as far as videos, the more I learn, the better my videos get. Like, the next time I do a live, you won't see that green screen because I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I do. I'm just not going to do it. No, I'm too old for that. No, I'm not. I have no one. I'm not trying to impress anyone. I am trying to be me. That's it, and that's all you need to be is you. That is it. But anybody that's interested in van life, nomadic travel, I do, in order for me to know who is watching, comments like that are important. Are you looking to do van life? What questions do you have? These are things that I really think that, if you want to really know, ask. Because as look, news broadcaster, okay? I'm here for it. Look, I'll tell you. So yeah, so I'm working on my watch hour. So yeah, if you get an opportunity and you're seeing my videos, yeah, you may not feel like doing it, but you're gonna feel good. You get to the end, you're gonna feel good about it. And you never know. I like to put like little things towards the end. It just makes me feel good. Like not like bloopers, but like stuff like that. Like I'm really learning how this craft works. So I try and play with different ideas. So yeah. But I'm gonna show you what it's like because we're gonna get ready to end this live. I have no idea how long I've been on here. My husband let me use his phone. So we're gonna release the Krakens. Oh, hi, Journey to Healing. See, that's Journey to Healing right there. I don't know, she just came on. Journey, guess what? I'm getting ready to get off here. But I was telling people about you, and when this video does go, Journey to everybody, you ever, and I've never even met her, but you ever either meet someone or someone made a certain impression on you that you just get good energy from them? That is Journey to Healing. And what a spectacular lady. She has been with me since the very beginning. And it's hard doing these videos, and it's hard for some people, and I'm not saying it's Journey to Healing, but a lot of people, when you're doing these videos, you really do put your heart and soul into them. I'm telling you this from like just on this side of it. You put your heart and soul into it. And some people, it's deflating when you put so much time, energy, and effort, and then like YouTube doesn't even push a video. They don't even, you don't even know we exist. You really don't. I personally like small YouTubers, and I'm gonna tell you why, and you're gonna agree with me on this. I like bigger YouTubers, so I will do a video on some YouTubers that I kind of like roll with, that I watch. But I like smaller YouTubers, and I'm gonna tell you exactly why, and you're gonna agree with me on this. When you find a smaller YouTuber, and there's advantages to being a small YouTuber. One is, and it works for both people, both sides. When somebody gives you like a comment, you reply to it. You want to know something. Now I know there's people that I follow, and they can't get to everybody's comments, and I realize that, and I can't swear that I'd be able to either if I had 300,000 subscribers. But I don't know, I don't know, I would like to though. But when people ask questions, you're putting these videos out, and you want people to get something out of it and learn something from it. And then as a watcher, you go to watch this video, and you have questions, and it falls on deaf ears. They don't get back to you. That's the one thing that I gotta say, is a disadvantage of being a larger YouTuber. So I'm saying, don't sleep on us small YouTubers, because you got questions. Look, I'm news broadcaster over here, and I'm going to answer that question the best of my ability. And especially if it's not nasty, don't be nasty to me. I don't like that. But yeah, I mean, and so it's keep going. We kind of give each other positive reinforcement. It's like, yeah, let's keep going, let's do this. And it's fun. I as hectic as it is, I enjoy it. Even my green screen, I had to sit here and look at it just like you did, and it was bothering me so bad. But I'm gonna get better. That much I can promise you. I promise that I will continue to do the very best I can as far as putting out content that's interesting, as far as from my perspective, because I'm doing this for me, and you're along for the ride. You are welcome to come. You know what I'm saying? You're welcome to be a part of it. But yeah, so that's it. I'm gonna ask my husband to just go ahead and let the dogs out. You're gonna find out why. Yeah, he had to keep them, at bay, because it gets crazy. And that 18-hour drive that we did to get here to get to the Panhandle. We're in the Panhandle of Florida. It was crazy. So yeah, well, he's gonna release the Kraken. That's what's happening. Yep. Oh, wait a minute. Ah! You see what I got? That's what I'm talking about. What? It hasn't been long. I've been here the whole time. This is what I'm talking about. It's crazy. But you know, these are my furry tribes. I love them. They're oh, yeah. Ooh. And remember Snoopy, right? Oh, Snoopy is gonna be Fifi's boyfriend. He just don't know it yet. And then we got Lil Wayne. So oh yeah. So my husband refers to him as Snoop Dogg. And then we got Lil Wayne. So I don't know what this is turning into over here. Come on, buddy. We're still potty training him. But yeah, that's the tribe. They give me joy. That's one of my happy places. So yeah, I appreciate you being here, and thank you so much for watching and being a part of this, my very first live. And yeah, I'm over the moon. I'm elated. They messed with my stuff. Okay. So yeah, this will be up, and thank you for watching. I'm going to end the live here. I don't think anybody had any other questions. Yeah. So yeah, thank you for being here. I don't even know how long this was, to be quite honest. Oh my God. No, it wasn't that long. What? That's crazy. Yeah, we got to go, y'all. That's crazy. Listen, be safe. This weather is insane. Just be safe. Hopefully you have provisions at your home. Just be very safe. If you don't have to go out, don't. Let that be somebody else's thing. Stay off the roads if you can. With the ice and the snow, we want everybody to be here tomorrow, as many of us as possible. Let's wake up tomorrow with some joy, okay? We're gonna wake up tomorrow with joy. What do we got here? All right, thank you. I'll see you later, and it was a pleasure. Bye, everybody.